Hello, welcome back to the Breaking News Update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got a breaking news report coming out for the United States. We're going to talk about U.S. President Donald Trump in today's video, as today he just issued a new threatening statement to Russian President Vladimir Putin, once again warning him to end this war in Ukraine. Take a look at your screen here. Trump threatens Putin in new statement, saying he is playing with fire. Trump's latest comments came after he called the Kremlin leader crazy over the weekend following a mass Russian air attack on Kyiv and warned that Moscow risked new sanctions. So we talked about this story a little bit this morning, as we're hearing that maybe the Trump administration might be issuing new sanctions against Russia here very soon. Me personally, I think that the Trump administration will not sanction Russia, but I could be wrong about that. And also, on top of that, if these negotiations between Ukraine and Russia start to break down very soon, the U.S. could even pull out in regards to becoming a mediator in this conflict. Okay, so we're going to talk more about this today. I want to give you guys more information and kind of like the run up to what led Donald Trump to making this statement today. So we're going to hop on over here to X, and I'll show you guys a few things. From Max25, Trump is eyeing sanctions against Moscow this week as he grows frustrated by Putin's continued attacks on Ukraine and the slow pace of peace talks. According to people familiar with Trump's thinking, according to the Wall Street Journal, the restrictions likely wouldn't include new banking sanctions, one of the people said, but other options are under discussion. Here's the report today. Trump weighs sanctions against Russia as relationship with Putin sours. President expresses frustration over new attacks in Ukraine and slow pace of talks. Okay, so yes, Trump is very unhappy apparently right now due to these peace talks just really dragging on. And we know that Ukraine has already agreed to an unconditional 30-day ceasefire with Russia. Russia refuses that right now, and Putin appears to be doing everything he can to stall time as much as possible. And at the same time, we're hearing that Russia's launching a new invasion, or a new offensive, into Ukraine as we speak. So right now, Russia not really showing that they want to end this war. So this is also why Trump is trying to put pressure on Russia's side as well to get them to agree to some sort of negotiated settlement with Ukraine. So here's another report from ACYN. Reporter says, you mentioned you're unhappy with Putin. You've talked before about putting more sanctions on Russia. Is that something you're considering? Trump replies, absolutely. He's killing a lot of people. What the hell happened to him? So this is the video that was coming out over the weekend on Sunday, actually, just 2 days ago. Trump speaking to reporters, basically saying, Putin's gone crazy. What the hell happened to him? Possibly indicating that he's going to have to take some sort of action because Vladimir Putin has lost his mind, lobbing missiles into Ukraine. As over the weekend, we probably saw more than 70 missiles and hundreds of drones attacking Ukrainian cities and civilians being killed. Take a look at this.
Iran talks. I can't tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. I can tell you the Iran talks have been going very well.
And you said you're unhappy.
And I'd love that to happen because I'd love to see no bombs dropped and a lot of people dead. I really would like to see that happen. And I think there's a good chance that it could happen.
You mentioned you're unhappy with President Putin. You've talked before about putting more sanctions on Russia. Is that something you're considering more serious?
Absolutely. He's killing a lot of people. I don't know what's wrong with him. What the hell happened to him, right? He's killing a lot of people. I'm not happy about that. Go ahead, what else? Iran talks.
Okay, so just the fact here that Trump's coming out saying that he's not happy about this. Vladimir Putin is killing a lot of innocent people inside of Ukraine. We've seen this throughout the whole duration of this war, but just over the weekend, Russia launched a massive attack onto Ukraine, while at the same time, Ukraine and Russia are trying to negotiate to gain some sort of settlement and end this war. So he is stating here that he's open to sanctioning Russia. Now, obviously, that's only a statement. Actions speak louder than words, so let's see if he actually acts on it. So now let me show you this report here from Benny Johnson. President Trump, Putin has gone crazy. So this was a statement that Trump also put out that same day after he spoke to reporters. This was on True Social, and it says, I've always had a very good relationship with Vladimir Putin of Russia. Something has happened to him. He has gone absolutely crazy. He is needlessly killing a lot of people, and I'm not just talking about soldiers. Missiles and drones are being shot into cities in Ukraine for no reason whatsoever. I've always said that he wants all of Ukraine, not just a piece of it, and maybe that's proving to be right. But if he does, it will lead to the downfall of Russia. Likewise, President Zelensky is doing his country no favors by talking the way he does. Everything out of his mouth causes problems. I don't like it, and it better stop. This is a war that would have never started if I were president. This is Zelensky's, Putin's, and Biden's war, not Trump's. And I'm helping to put out the big and ugly fires that have been started through gross incompetence and hatred. Okay, so you can see Trump also very irate here, like very upset. You can tell by the way he's speaking. But he's, also talking about Putin here in the beginning and calling him absolutely crazy. So this is another indicator that maybe Trump is going to issue sanctions. We'll really have to see what he decides to do. But you can see here towards the end of it, once again, blaming Zelensky, Biden, also Putin, for this war that should have never started. And he's kind of taking his responsibility away from this and saying that it has nothing to do with him. He's just trying to do the best he can to end this war. Now I want to show you guys the actual statement coming out from Trump today, telling Putin that he's playing with fire. Here's the report from Max 25. And we have this statement here from Donald J. Trump on True Social. You can see the dates here, May 27, 2025. He says, what Vladimir Putin doesn't realize is that if it weren't for me, lots of really bad things would have already happened to Russia. And I mean really bad. He's playing with fire, okay? So major statement coming out from Donald Trump today. And notice this in the very beginning where he says, what Vladimir Putin doesn't realize if it weren't for me, lots of really bad things would have happened to Russia. Doesn't that kind of indicate that Trump is admitting the fact that he's been protecting Russia this entire time? I mean, that's kind of what that statement means to me. I wonder if Trump even actually reads what he puts out before he decides to hit post. But pretty crazy statement there. But otherwise, nonetheless, warning Vladimir Putin that he's playing with fire and maybe he's going to take some sort of action here soon and sanction Russia and force them to negotiate with Ukraine. But that was a statement today. Now let's move on to our last post here from Jay in Kiev. Russian state media gloats, confident that one call from Putin and Trump will be unable to place any meaningful sanctions on Russia. Russians own this U.S. president from top to bottom. Okay, so look at this post coming out from RT. Okay, RT is directly out of Russia. Trump zeroes in on possible sanctions against Moscow as frustration grows in peace talks, according to the Wall Street Journal. The restrictions will not include banking institutions. And they said, will another call with Putin cool his jets? So isn't that interesting? Are we going to see Putin and Trump hold another phone call soon? Is Putin going to try to convince Trump not to sanction Russia? What's going to happen here? But I thought that was interesting coming out from Russian media today. Them stating that maybe another phone call could simply just end this whole nightmare of Russia being sanctioned here very soon. So let's see what happens, guys. I think we're going to see some major developments coming up this week. Just wanted to give you guys some updates on this situation when it comes to sanctions onto Russia. Let me know what you think about all these details down below in the comment section. That's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you with that. Hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.